A few days ago, a video started spreading everywhere online. Passengers inside a self-driving car, screaming as it drove directly into exploding fireworks in the middle of a city street. No driver, no hands on a wheel, just an AI making a decision in real time, while the people inside had absolutely no control over what happened next. It sounds like a horror movie moment, but it's real. It happened this month, and it's reopening a much bigger question the entire self-driving industry has been trying to avoid. Can we actually trust these cars yet? In this video, we're breaking down exactly what happened in that viral clip, why a self-driving car's AI would make a decision like that in the first place, and how this fits into a much bigger pattern of safety questions surrounding robotaxis this year. We'll look at how these cars actually perceive the world around them, what the official investigations into this industry are finding, and the real data comparing self-driving crash rates to human drivers. This isn't going to be a hit piece or a hype video. We're going to look at this fairly from both sides. If you're new here, we cover future automotive and AI mobility tech every week, so subscribe if that's your thing. Let's get into it. Here's the actual sequence of events. On the 4th of July in San Francisco, a group of passengers were riding in a driverless robotaxi during Independence Day celebrations. Fireworks are actually illegal within city limits, but that didn't stop people from setting them off in the middle of intersections anyway. As the car approached one intersection, a bystander on the street can be seen waving his hands, clearly trying to signal the car to stop. Instead, the vehicle continued forward, right as the firework detonated directly around it, sending up smoke and sparks as panicked passengers yelled for it to stop. Nobody was hurt, and the company later confirmed the vehicle and passengers were both fine. But the footage had already spread across nearly every major news outlet within days. So why would an advanced self-driving system continue driving into something that obviously looked dangerous to every human watching? These cars perceive the world through a combination of cameras, radar, and often laser-based sensors called lidar, all feeding into software that's been trained to recognize things like pedestrians, traffic lights, and other vehicles. But a sudden firework explosion is what engineers call an edge case, a rare, chaotic event the system likely has very little training data for. Bright flashing light, sudden smoke, and unpredictable sparks don't cleanly match anything in its training set, the way a stop sign or a crossing pedestrian does. And a person waving their arms on a sidewalk isn't a standardized signal the way a traffic officer's gestures are, so the system may not have registered it as an instruction to stop at all. It's not that the AI panicked, it's that it likely didn't correctly recognize the danger as danger. And this fireworks moment isn't happening in isolation. It's landing right in the middle of a much bigger wave of scrutiny toward the entire robotaxi industry this year. Regulators have opened a formal investigation into one company's robotaxi service after footage surfaced showing wrong-way driving and sudden, unexplained braking incidents. A separate federal transportation safety investigation is looking into an autonomous vehicle's interactions with a school bus, and another probe followed a low-speed collision involving a child in a different city. Even overseas, some robotaxi programs have reportedly slowed down new approvals after operational glitches caused vehicles to stall and disrupt traffic. None of this means the technology is fundamentally broken, but it does mean regulators are no longer treating self-driving cars as a small, protected experiment. This is now a real industry, under real scrutiny. Now let's actually look at the numbers, because this is where it gets genuinely interesting. In one investigation, a robotaxi service's crash rate in a specific city was estimated at roughly 1 incident per 57,000 miles driven, compared to roughly 1 incident per 500,000 miles for human drivers in similar conditions. That sounds damning on the surface, but context matters here. This is a relatively small, newer fleet, still operating in a limited pilot area, and early-stage data like this can shift dramatically as sample sizes grow. Meanwhile, a separate, much larger operator running hundreds of thousands of paid rides every single week across 10 cities has generally reported a strong safety record at far greater scale. The honest takeaway isn't that self-driving cars are definitively safer or more dangerous than humans yet. It's that the data is still young, inconsistent between companies, and genuinely worth watching closely, rather than trusting blindly in either direction. Despite all of this scrutiny, the industry isn't slowing down. If anything, it's accelerating. One major operator alone is now running roughly 500,000 paid rides every week, and just this week announced it's expanding driverless service into 4 brand new American cities, almost overnight. Other companies are pushing into new states and testing fully unsupervised rides with no human safety monitor on board at all. Analysts who follow this industry closely are now calling this the year self-driving technology stops being an experimental novelty and starts becoming actual infrastructure that millions of people rely on regularly. Whether or not the public fully trusts it, yet seems to matter less to these companies than the sheer speed at which they're expanding into new markets right now. Here's the real tension at the heart of all this. A single viral video of a car driving into fireworks can shape public opinion more powerfully in a weekend than months of safety statistics ever could. That's simply human psychology. A dramatic, scary clip feels more real and more relevant than a spreadsheet full of crash rate numbers, even if the numbers actually tell a more complete story. Companies in this space know this, which is exactly why they respond so quickly to viral incidents with public statements, while continuing to expand aggressively behind the scenes regardless. For the industry to genuinely earn public trust long-term, it likely needs more than just good statistics. It needs transparency about exactly how these edge cases get identified and fixed after they happen. Not just reassurance that everyone involved was ultimately fine this time. So where does that leave us? Honestly, in a genuinely uncomfortable middle ground, and that's probably the most accurate place to be right now. One viral clip of a car driving into fireworks doesn't prove that self-driving technology is fundamentally unsafe, especially when nobody was hurt, and the underlying cause looks like a rare, specific edge case, rather than a broad pattern. But it also doesn't mean everything is fine just because a company issued a reassuring statement afterward. This industry is scaling at a genuinely remarkable speed, expanding into new cities almost weekly, while simultaneously working through exactly these kinds of unpredictable, chaotic real-world situations in public, in real time, with real passengers inside. That's an unusual position for any new technology to be in, and it's worth watching closely, rather than reacting purely to whichever headline you saw first. So, honestly, would you get in a fully driverless car after seeing a video like that? Let me know where you land in the comments. I'm genuinely curious whether people are more forgiving of this than I expect. If you found this breakdown useful, hit subscribe, because we're going to keep covering the self-driving and future mobility space closely as this story keeps developing. See you in the next one.